Okay, so let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive on a tool called Kling O1. It's being pitched as a unified AI for video,
Right.
which means, the whole pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
From generating the text, writing the script, all the way to voice cloning and the final edit.
Yeah.
It's all supposed to be one place.
Exactly. And that promise of speed is, well, it's the main draw, isn't it?
It is.
But our mission today is to really look at the tension baked into that promise, the gap between how fast it is and, the actual quality and the risk involved. We want to see if this shortcut is really worth taking.
And here's where it gets really interesting, because that speed,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like a Trojan horse.
How so?
Well, if you just need a quick draft or like a short social media clip, it saves a ton of time. It initially feels like a huge win.
But the reviews all seem to point to the same thing. The tool's biggest strength, that it's all unified, is also its biggest weakness. The cracks really start to show when you try to use it for anything serious.
Wait, but isn't that just, it's a cutting-edge AI tool, right?
Yeah.
Aren't glitches just part of the deal?
To a point, yes. But a glitch becomes a fundamental failure when the system just can't handle its own features working together.
Oh, okay.
The technical reality is just inconsistency. On a small phone screen, the video quality might look okay. But the sources we looked at said on larger displays, the visuals just tend to fall apart.
And we're not talking about minor things here. The descriptions are pretty clear. You can apparently see the seams where the AI stitches scenes together. It looks less like a smooth cut and more like a cheap PowerPoint transition.
Mm-hmm.
And the face mapping stuff, it goes right into the uncanny valley. The movement is all juddery. The lip syncing is just awkward.
Exactly. And that instability is why the whole unified approach kind of collapses. As soon as you stack those features, script, voice, avatar of the app glitches, projects freeze, exports fail.
So it only works if you use one feature at a time.
Pretty much. If you try to do everything in one go, which is the whole point, it becomes highly unreliable.
So the speed is a bit of an illusion. It only saves you time if you're aiming for a rough draft. But let's move past the technical bugs for a minute, because they almost seem small compared to their risk factor.
This is where accountability really comes into focus. The tool makes sophisticated things like face swapping and voice cloning incredibly accessible.
Uh-huh.
And that raises a big question because the sources point out this huge consent gap.
Okay, what do you mean by consent gap specifically?
Kling O1 doesn't really guide the user on permissions or on the legal consent needed to clone someone's voice or face. It doesn't spell out the real-world consequences.
So if you're a creator trying to monetize your work, or you're working with a client,
It's a massive liability. It's not just an ethical issue. The tool almost encourages you to bypass consent, and then suddenly the user is on the hook for any potential legal problem.
right, so the burden falls completely on the person who clicks the render button. With AI, this powerful transparency has to be key.
Precisely. You need to know that what you're creating is compliant.
So what does this all mean then? The final verdict seems to be that, Kling O1 works. It's not a scam, but it's definitely described as not a professional-grade solution, at least not yet.
Absolutely. The best way to see it is as an experimental tool for creators. It's fast, it's creative, it's interesting, but it's just too risky and unstable to trust with any serious projects, especially where quality or legal compliance really matters.
It's a promising prototype, but it's not ready for prime time.
Which leaves us with a final point to consider. If AI makes these really sophisticated techniques so incredibly easy and fast, is that speed actually worth the instability and the hidden risk?
That's a good question.
In this race to add more and more features, are we building tools that are just legally and ethically unsound, all to save 5 minutes? Something for you to mull over as you watch this space evolve?